The sky is not the limit. I am. Good morning, everyone, and today I'm going to be presenting my TED topic. What makes humans better than animals? This is a very common debate. Are humans better than animals, or are animals better than humans? In some cases, animals are better than us, but in most cases, we are better than animals. Sure, we may not be physically better than animals, such as we can't breathe on the water like fish do, we can't fly like birds, and for the most part, we're slower and more weak than animals. So, what is it that's made us more superior? Well, the answer is pretty simple. We're able to think in a much more sophisticated way than animals, and also some other things that our bodies naturally capable of doing. So, let's get right into it. We've made standing upright. This is probably the biggest thing that has allowed creatures to survive in the animal kingdom. If you look at rainforest habitats or even jungles, you see some animals that climb on top of trees to hunt down other animals. The reason they do this is because when you're on a height, you can see much more of the world than the people that are below. So humans are naturally adapted. We stand on two legs, meaning that we can see a lot more of the world than many other animals such as dogs, cats, fish, lions, whatever. And also we have a difference between our legs and our arms and our legs and our wrists. So we can do different tasks. For example, we can walk in a much more better way than, say, apes or primates, but we can grab things in a much better way than dogs or cats. And we also have opposable thumbs, which allow us to grab things in a much better way, and only few other animals have this. Brain power. This is probably the most obvious and the most cliche thing that makes us better than animals is because we're able to process a lot more things than animals can. Neuroscientists attribute this to an overly large neocortex, which has developed in our bodies in a very short amount of time. Basically, it's a part of the brain that allows us to process information and to display it around the world. We're able to do this in a much better way than many other animals, which makes us able to use our brain in a much more better way and a much more advanced way than animals. Now, something which you probably didn't expect is throwing. Animals are actually worse at throwing than human beings, and I don't know, but a lot of animals haven't thrown anything, but humans have. The early humans used spears to throw and hunt animals, and if they weren't good at throwing, they wouldn't have thrived until now. So the reason that we're actually better at throwing is because we can fully rotate our wrists and our shoulders and also rotate our pelvis. What this does is generate force and precision in our throw, and also it helps us to aim better. A study saw that 44 objects were asked to throw at a target, and they're asked to throw at a target by a chimp and a human being. The human being made a lot of those shots, but the chimp really didn't do anything. This is because animals are actually much worse at throwing than us. You may not expect this as well, but humans, even though they're very, very slow at running, Usain Bolt is the fastest man on earth and he can only run 28 kilometers per hour. To give you some more insight, a typical lion can run 50 miles per hour. This is much faster than humans. So why would I include this? The reason is that humans, even though they might not run for very, very fast, they can run for extremely long amounts of time. Humans, in theory, can catch up to animals like cheetahs, wolves, and even horses, because we sweat a lot more. This the main reason that we can run so fast is because our body doesn't overheat and really causes us to run for a really really long time. Or else, a cheetah, for example, can run very fast, but in a couple of matter of seconds, it's just gonna slow down because its brain keeps on overheating. Now, the ability to think is probably something that we use a lot in our daily lives. Even if we're not like very, very smart, we can still have a really good ability to think because humans are naturally made in a way that we can think much better. We're able to appreciate beauty, we're able to appreciate humor, and this is something which animals just aren't capable of doing. In conclusion, I would really like to say that animals are not in any way entirely better than animals, as they are physically much weaker in many different aspects. Despite this, they can be considered more advanced in terms of thinking and awareness of their existence. Animals are not able to do this because they're is considered as an inferior creature, but they're still better at something than we are not. Our thinking has led us to a stage in evolution where we can dominate over even the animals that came before us. Animals think about surviving, but we think about luxury. This is something that makes animals different from human beings. But in no way are we supposed to be thinking that we are better than animals because as a lion can't live inside a city, we cannot also survive in a jungle because we're two completely different species that cannot live together.